watching, so I'm going to say hi. Still have our friends in Minnesota and Wisconsin and Michigan. Glad that you're here, and it's a little bit chilly in Florida here. It's 60, and I'm sure you're envious of that. And still got friends in Winter Garden. Got a new friend I noticed in Sanford. So it's good to have you all here today. Today we're going to talk about Philippians chapter 4, get our week off to a great start with this life verse, one of many that have been in the letter to the Philippians. This is one that you should write down and maybe carry it with you in your purse or in your wallet or in your pocket, or put it on your mirror in your bathroom, write it on the card and put it up, put it on the doorpost of your home, engrave it in a piece of wood so that when you enter your house, you see it every single day. When you enter a house, it's something you can remind yourself about, and it really can make a difference. It really does. And so it's a simple verse. It's not long. Philippians 4, verse 4. I'll read it for you, and then we'll chat a little bit about it. Rejoice in the Lord always. Again, I will say rejoice! Exclamation point. This is an important lesson for me in my life and what this really means. In the English, the word reflects a little bit of the Greek. Rejoice means the re part is like re-enter, means you're going to enter a second time or a third time, or you're going to do it again. And so to rejoice means you're going to joy again. So Paul says, joy again, joy again. He's great. And you know, it's an emphasis as he writes, because how often does someone say to you, smile, come on, smile. It's a point of emphasis. And when he says, come on, rejoice, and the word it's confusing for us in English. It's a very spiritual word. It's not what we think it is very often. The word is kairete in the Greek, and it comes from the word kai, and it means and again, joy. And to joy something, the best way to describe joy is the way that Jesus does. There's two times that he gives us a definition of what it means to joy in life. It's not to be happy. It's not the same word. It's different, and it's better. It's like a destination, like a goal for us in our journeys, something to which we strive, something that we need to remind ourselves, oh, that's what I'm supposed to be doing with my soul. You're supposed to be rejoicing. And so, for example, I'll read one of the times to you, and then I'll just mention the other one. This is in Luke chapter 10. Paul says to the disciples, they come back and they're ecstatic that Jesus has given them power over demonic forces, and they're able to cast out evil spirits. And so they're happy about that. They're excited. And Jesus said to them, no. Don't rejoice in that. Don't rejoice that you have that kind of authority in your life. Rejoice, and you're going to remember this when Jesus says it, rejoice that your names are written in heaven. Rejoice that your names are written in heaven. He tells a parable about living in our chronological world and living in the earth, and he says that to every soul, gifts are given. And they're given in accordance with abilities, and so some are given 5 gifts, some 3, some 1. And the point is not the number of gifts, the point is what are you doing with your life? And what you're supposed to do is take the gifts that God has given you and use them for the glory of the gift giver. And if you're faithful with the gifts that God has given to you, you're given more gifts. But if you're not faithful, then the gift you've been given is taken away and then transferred to someone who will be faithful. But for those who are faithful, for those who walk humbly and are upright in their desire to serve God, they live in humble obedience. For those folks, Jesus says, enter the joy of your master. And so joy is this purposeful meaning to our life, where we rejoice because we understand that our names are written in the book of life. And if we can remember that our purpose in life is to have our names written in the book of life, then when we put this over the doorframe of our home and we enter in, we can take the things that happen in the course of the day, which may make me happy or may make me sad. That's how life is. But I can put them into perspective because that is not what makes me. That is not my purpose. My purpose is not to make my day happy. My purpose is to use the gifts that God has given to me in humble obedience and service to my master. And I do that because I know and I understand that my purpose for living is to bring joy to my master. And I do that by reminding myself my name is written in the Lamb's Book of Life. And so that puts today into perspective. It doesn't mean that I don't enjoy today. In fact, the opposite is what happens. It makes today so much more pleasant because today is put into perspective. And when difficult things happen today, if I am a believer who is rejoicing, today can't own me. It can't manipulate me into thinking that I have no value and no worth and that it's meaningless and it's empty. My today gets put into perspective because I understand what Paul's saying. He says, rejoice in the Lord always. He doesn't just say rejoice in the Lord when you're happy or when good things happen. In fact, the reason he emphasizes it and says it twice is because this is a discipline of the Spirit that we choose to look at today from the perspective of our eternity. And so we train ourselves to joy in the Lord, not to be happy only with this life. And when I do that, when I choose to joy in the Lord and put my soul into an eternal perspective, it makes my today 1,000 times easier than if today would own me. See, those who allow today to be their sole purpose end up realizing eventually how futile that is and how it leads to emptiness and to nothing. But if we allow ourselves to see our eternal value, then today my purpose becomes, I want to be used by God to bring His joy, His meaning, and His purpose into my life. But not only my life, but into the lives of the people that I meet. And so when I hear, within the context of someone else's life, when I hear their sorrow, my purpose is to help them to rejoice, to see that the sorrow of this life cannot be compared with the glory of the next. My purpose becomes different. If I am only living for today, then the sorrow of those that I love becomes merely my sorrow. And I have no help for them. I have no comfort to give them. I have no meaning or purpose to offer to them. But when I choose to rejoice and allow my purpose to have eternal value, then I enter into today's sorrow from a different place. And I actually can become an instrument that God can use to show others that faith is a stalwart. It's a rock. It's an anchor of our lives. So Paul says, rejoice in the Lord. Again, I will say rejoice. And so whatever you're experiencing today in your life, the discipline is train yourselves to put that into perspective. If your name is written in the book of life, then your today is transformed. If your name is not written in the book of life, then the one thing that you should do beyond all others is seek to have your name in that book. Have a relationship with the Lord Jesus Christ. Talk with him. Listen to him as he speaks to you through his scriptures. God's only desire and his greatest desire is just to walk around with you and to have a relationship with you and to rejoice with you that he values you. But for that to happen, you have to value him. You have to decide to walk with him. If you're constantly running away, there is no joy in your life. There is only response to today. You're either happy or sad, depending upon today. But if you walk with God and he walks with you, there is great joy in that. And the net result of that great joy, and Paul's going to talk about this in just a second, is that your soul begins to have peace. You learn how to be content with your today, no matter what it looks like. And the people around you actually want to be with you more because their soul longs for that anchor. Everybody does. Everybody wants to be certain of their relationship with Jesus. We're just made that way. So today, I'm just going to close with this. Today is Tuesday, November the 3rd, a big event in our country. And we have been more divided than ever. And I'm not telling you anything you don't already know. And that division is not going to end after today. But I will tell you that no matter what happens today, I'm going to rejoice. It doesn't matter. That doesn't matter to my soul. It may matter to our pocketbooks, and it may matter to our egos, but it will not matter to our souls. And so Paul says, whatever it is that's happening today, put it in perspective and learn to rejoice. Your relationship is with your Maker. You are an eternal creature, meant to be in a relationship with the one who made your soul. And so that will give you the perspective that allows you to have purpose and meaning and know that you are valued. So we close with a very simple phrase: rejoice in the Lord always. Again, I say it, rejoice. You have a great day. God be with you, and God be with our country and with the leaders. May we all together humble ourselves and become obedient servants to the living God. It is the best way to live your today. Bless you, and you have a great week.